Hi guys, planning to move to Antalya? Are you thinking about a retirement plan? Are you at retirement age, or you want to move and just live here and continue your work in this nice beautiful city? Antalya is very beautiful. I think that you have been to here before. You had your vacation and you fell in love with its beauty, its nature and its beaches. If you are thinking how much does it cost to live here, if you can afford it, stay with me in this video to tell you how much does it cost to live in Antalya. Turkey was cheap. It's not cheap anymore as it was before because everything is increasing in the prices, especially with the high inflation that tops 85% in the year 2022. And this year in 2023, it is standing at 38.1%. The exchange rate value is like a yo-yo. $1 is equivalent to 26.94 Turkish Lira. €1 is equivalent to 29.98 Turkish Lira, and 1 GBP is equivalent to 34.60 Turkish Lira. The exchange rate is really very high, but don't get much enthusiastic about it that you can buy a lot because everything is increasing in the prices insanely. Imagine the salaries of the Turkish people increased it twice. Now the minimum wage is 13,404 Turkish Lira as gross, and net it's 11,402. So imagine with this amount Turkish people can live, but really it's very difficult even for them. Equivalent to $423, 329 euros and 280 GBP. Almost more than a third of the Turkish people get the minimum wage. For this minimum wage, the Turkish people by law are expected to work 45 hours per week and 1 day off. I've seen many people working 11 hours per day for this salary. So this is not fair. I don't know how they are living with this condition. Let us start with the most important thing and the most salary consuming, which is the house rent. If you move to Antalya and you want to rent an apartment between 90 and 120 square meters, you will expect to pay at least 12,000 Turkish Lira in an expat area, good area. This price is starting and the prices go up until 30, 40, 50,000 Turkish Lira if you are directly facing the beach. Yes, there are crazy numbers happening here in Antalya with regarding to the minimum wage that it is being paid in Antalya. Take into consideration the process of renting a house in Antalya. First, you have to pay 1 month commission for the real estate agent. Second, most of the owners, they ask you for 2 months deposit. So you have your deposit and you have your commission. Those are 3 house rent you have to take into consideration, and then you have to pay the monthly rental. Some people, they agree to pay monthly, but many owners, they will request a 6 month or a 1 year in advance payment, which is a big payment. The contracts are being done on a yearly basis. If you want to cancel, you have to tell the landlord 2 weeks before the contract ends that you don't want to renew, and he can tell you the same. But the thing is that if you want to renew with them, just make it very early because the prices are really going crazy, and the owners of the houses in Antalya are increasing the prices drastically, sometimes doubling it or multiplying it by 3, especially that the exchange rate is increasing day by day. So make sure this will not make a problem for you if you want to stay with the same owner and you don't want to move your house. Negotiate the price again year by year. Do not expect the landlord to tell you, okay, that's fine, I will increase only the 25% that the government allowed. No, this will not happen in Antalya or anywhere in Turkey. Because sometimes, as I knew, the landlords, the Turkish landlords are pushing the Turkish people to go outside of the houses to give the rent to someone foreign or to an expat because they know that they have the foreign currency and they can manage to pay this amount. Horma neighborhood in Konyaaltı is known that it has a lot of expatriates living there. But this neighborhood now, it is closed for the expats. So before you rent a house, make sure that the neighborhood you want to live in is eligible to acquire a residence permit. Because even if you buy a house in this neighborhood, you will not have the eligibility to acquire a residence permit. You can check online for the neighborhoods that are still open for expats to live in or for foreigners. Although Horma is closed for foreigners, by logic, the prices of the houses should go down. But in fact, no. In Horma, the prices for 120 square meters, the minimum price is around 12,000 Turkish Lira. It's still a big amount for a local to rent a house whose salary is 11,404 Turkish Lira. That's too much, and the prices are insane for the Turkish people. If you're planning to buy a house in Antalya, do not expect it for less than 100,000 US dollars for a house between 90 and 120 square meters in a nice expat area where you have access to a lot of restaurants, malls, and the beach. But the houses with 100,000 US dollar prices, mainly they are the entrance stories or the apartments that are on the entrance of a building. Many of the Turkish people, they refrain from buying those houses because in Antalya there are heavy rain in the winter, and this rain could cause floods and the water will enter into the houses and it will cause a disaster for you there. So it's your call at the end. If you're buying a house, you can expect to register it in 3 days. Only you need your passport and to open an account in a bank where you can open it with your passport only before acquiring the residence permit. The commission fees and the registration fees for the house is 6% of the total amount of the house. Utility bills. We are 2 adults and 1 baby. We pay around 200 Turkish Lira per month for water. And for electricity, it is between 300 Turkish Lira and 2,000 and above. Why I am saying this range or this variance between the prices in the electricity bill? Because many months of the year in Antalya you don't require heating and you don't require AC, air conditioning. But during the summer and the winter, the coldest months, definitely you're gonna require heating. And during July, August, and beginning of September, and also during June, you require AC most of the times, starting 15 June. So that's why your invoices tops up to more than 2,000 Turkish Lira per month. Thinking about renting a car when you visit Turkey or while you are living in Turkey, or you want to buy a car when you are in Turkey. So you are thinking about the fuel prices, how much does it cost? Last week the government has announced 6 Turkish Lira additional tax on the fuel prices. So nowadays the cost of 1 liter of diesel is 35.11 Turkish Lira, and for benzene or petrol is 35.16 Turkish Lira. And definitely those prices are subject to change up or down based on the supply and demand of the fuel market in the world. Transportation fees, it's one of the main things that you want to know before you move to Antalya. Since the fuel prices increased, the transportation fees increased also. Antalya Belediyesi or Antalya Büyükşehir Belediyesi, which is Antalya municipality, they announced that the price of the bus ticket increased from 9.60 Turkish Lira to 15 Turkish Lira per ride. And for taxis, it's not announced yet how much the increase it's gonna be, but I checked on an application called BTaxi. They're stating there the opening meter for the taxi is 14 Turkish Lira, and then every kilometer is 18 Turkish Lira. Internet fees. You want to stay connected, you want to search your Instagram, your Facebook, your YouTube, and you want to watch me, so you need connection. There are 3 main telecommunication companies in Antalya: Türk Telecom, Vodafone, and Turkcell. They have ADSL and they have the fiber lines. For me, I was using the fiber lines with Turkcell. It was disconnecting sometimes, so I changed to Türk Telecom. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's working much better. I don't have any disconnection at all. The price is starting from 108 Turkish Lira for 16 megabytes per second, and it goes up to a speed of 1000 megabytes per second. So there are a lot of packages you can choose from. You can have a contract for 6 months or for 1 year, but if you go for 1 year, it's cheaper, and even if you go for 2 years, it's more cheaper. And there are some offers that they will give you the first 6 months or 3 months with a low payment, and then your payment will increase. But the connection relatively in Turkey is fine, and you can depend on for upload, download, etc. If you are wondering and you are not much familiar with the internet speed, if you opt for 24 megabytes per second, you can have a good live streaming, Netflix or Amazon Prime, etc. You can watch it easily with 24 megabytes per second. But if you want to watch videos with 4K resolution, definitely opt for something higher than 24 megabytes per second speed. Go for 100 megabytes or at least 50 megabytes per second. Mobile phones. If you are bringing your mobile phone with you to Turkey, it will only work for 3 months, then it will be blocked by the telecommunication companies. To register it in the government, it will cost you 6,091 Turkish Lira, around 204 US dollars. Mobile phones are expensive in Turkey, so check the prices, see if you want to register it. Buying a car in Turkey is not cheap. Turkey is one of the most expensive countries when it comes to car. Even they produce a lot of cars, they have a lot of manufacturers, but they put a lot of taxes even on the local produced cars. If you have the budget, don't worry, just buy it, because prices of the cars usually increase in Antalya. You use it and then you sell it for more. Example, it happened with me. I bought a car, Ford Fiesta 2012, for $9,500 in 2022. I sold it in 2023 for $13,500, and even before the exchange rate hit the maximum, which is 26. Turkish people, they love their cars as they love their children. They are always very afraid on their cars, and they are very neat on their cars, and they try to treat it well, etc. The government announced that each person can own and sell 3 cars per year only, because many people, they used it as trade, and the government fined a lot of people because if they are trading cars and they are not a gallery, and they are making a lot of money without paying taxes. The weather in Antalya is very nice most of the year. Which month should you visit Antalya? During 15 June, July and August, it's the high season. But for me, it's the hell season, because it's very hot. The temperature reaches 40 degrees Celsius, 45 degrees Celsius some days, but the average temperature in August, for example, it's 35 degrees Celsius. And this year, because there is a heat wave from Africa hitting all Europe and it's affecting Turkey also, it's reaching 46 degrees Celsius, which is really very high. It's unbearable. Even if you go to the beach, you cannot enjoy it because it will be very hot. End of May and June and September and October, starting 15 September and October, they are the best months, because you can still enjoy the beach and the weather is very nice. It's not rainy. I'm filming now and it's 39 degrees Celsius, but I'm filming in the shade of this nice tree. Otherwise, I will be melting and you won't see me now. Since the pricing in Antalya are increasing drastically, 2 days ago, the government announced additional prices on the bread. The most consumed bread in Turkey, it's now 12 Turkish Lira instead of 5 or 6 Turkish Lira before. So it doubled. Let's go to the supermarket and see some prices so you can know and you can do the calculations. How much money do you need for your food at your home in Antalya? Supermarket now. I got my trolley. Let us start shopping together. This is the most consumed bread in Turkey. They announced it's gonna be 12 Turkish Lira, but here at this supermarket it's called 101, or Ayuz beer in Turkish. It's still 6 Turkish Lira. It's for 21.50. Tomatoes is for 24.95 after discount. It was 29.95. This is eggplant, 16 Turkish Lira per kilo. Lemon, it was 19.50, now it's 17.50, but it's not good at all. Garlic, cucumber, salatalik, it's 12.90 Turkish Lira now. It's another kind of tomato, like cherry tomatoes. Call it here cocktail. It's 28.90. Lettuce, this is per piece. One piece is for 19.90 Turkish Lira. Plums is for 25 Turkish Lira now. It was 29.50. This is peach. It was 29.90. Now it's 25.50 after discount. For tea lovers, this is the Lipton. A pack of 48 bags. It is 45 Turkish Lira. And this one is a pack 1 kilogram. It's 108 Turkish Lira. Turkish coffee. This is a good one. 100 grams. It's 29.50 Turkish Lira. One coffee gold. One pack of coffee gold 100 gram. It's for 79.95 Turkish Lira. It's Nescafe Gold. 5 liters of water is 12 Turkish Lira. Half liter of water is 2 Turkish Lira. This is the minimum price, I believe, in Turkey for a half bottle of water. 1.5 kilograms of yogurt. This brand is for 35 Turkish Lira. Some spreadable cheese, 53 Turkish Lira. 24.50 Turkish lira. White cheese, 1 kilogram net, it's 92.50 Turkish lira. This is Süzme peynir, 900 grams, it's for 84.50 Turkish lira. Lebanon is famous in Turkey. 450 grams is for 59.50. This is Kaşar peynir, yellow cheese, 700 grams, it's for 111.50 Turkish lira. This is another kind of Turkish cheese. It's called tel peynir. It's 58 Turkish lira for 200 grams. This is sucuk, meat. It's 120 Turkish lira for 400 grams. I think this is the cheapest. Pastırma. It is for 76 Turkish lira for 120 grams. And here is beef jambon for 15.75 Turkish lira. And here is the smoked turkey. 110 grams is for 21 Turkish lira. This is hot dogs. They call it sosis. 280 grams. This brand. It is for 32 Turkish lira. Turkey hot dogs. It is for 22 Turkish lira. Here is the mushrooms, fresh mushrooms. It was 24.90, now it's 21.95 Turkish lira for 300 grams. One whole chicken. It was 56.50, now 49.75 Turkish lira per kilo. Chicken breast, 1 kilogram is 119 Turkish lira. Thighs, 1 kilogram is 69.90 Turkish lira. Nuggets, 24.75, 300 grams. Ready packed minced meat, 400 grams, 99.50 Turkish lira. One can of Pepsi or Cola, it's 18.30 Turkish lira for 330 milliliters. 5 liters of Pepsi, it's 17.80 Turkish lira. 18.75 1 liter. This is 28 and this is 25.45. Olives, 67 Turkish lira is kind, but there are a lot of kinds of olives. This one 27.50, 28.50 for 400 grams. Milk, 22.50 for 1 liter. By the way, in Turkey, the light items or the skimmed milk are cheaper than the full fat milk. Nestle Corn Flakes, the normal one, 650 grams, it's 58.50 Turkish lira. A pack of 30 eggs, medium size, it is 62.50 Turkish lira, now it was 67.50. Extra large size, 20 pieces are 73.50 Turkish lira. Yaprak, it's very famous in Turkey, grape leaves filled with rice. You must try it if you come to Turkey. Here it's the packed ones. It's 25.50. I took 2. One can of beans, 19.50 Turkish lira. This is the tuna. 3 cans, 75 grams each, for 114.90 Turkish lira. Noodles. One pack for, it was 5 Turkish lira, now it's 350 Turkish lira. This is for a quick lunch. 5 Turkish lira, 350 noodles. 1 kilogram of sugar is 27.90 Turkish lira. Same price as the cubes. Toilet paper, 110 Turkish lira for 12 rolls. This is 88.25 for 12 rolls. This is 16 rolls. The cheapest lentils, red lentils, is 22 Turkish lira per 1 kilogram. Beans or fasulye as it's known here, 35.50 Turkish lira for 1 kilogram. This is the cheapest rice, 1 kilo is 21 Turkish lira. This is pasta, 500 grams for 10.50 Turkish lira. This is really cheap. I don't know about the quality, I haven't tried it. This is the oil. This is Sisma. Sisma means natural oil, 1 liter, 139 Turkish lira. And this is the Riviera, it's mixed between natural and processed. For 2 liters, it's 240 Turkish lira. This is cooking oil, 1 liter at 37.50. And you have this one is 5 liters, 149.90 Turkish lira. Aptamil for kids, 159 Turkish lira. Washing clothes detergent Ariel, it's 199 Turkish Lira. The powder is cheaper than the liquid. This is 155 Turkish Lira. Roll on for men 73.90. For women this is Fa 66.90. Clear shampoo, it was 78.50, now it's 65 Turkish Lira for 350 milliliters. This is the Head and Shoulders, 72.25 Turkish Lira for 350 milliliters. Calve is by Unilever. For the mayonnaise, for 50 grams it's 49.90, and for the ketchup is 29.90. But there are cheaper prices for local brands. Like that, this is a good one, 32.50 Turkish Lira for 650 grams. This is the Knorr soup prices. This is the lentils. This is the mushroom. This is the chicken. This is jam, strawberry jam. It's 21.95 Turkish Lira for 380 grams. Sneakers, 80 grams. It's 19 Turkish Lira. Twix, 19 Turkish Lira. Crunch, it's for 7.50 Turkish Lira. Sensodyne, 100 milliliters. It's for 50.50 Turkish Lira. I'm getting one. Brush, pack of 2 Sensodyne, soft, it means yumshak, 50.75 Turkish Lira. Colgate is cheaper. It was 15.90, now it's discounting 29.50 Turkish Lira for a pack of 2. This is the list of prices of the cigarettes. It's very small, you barely can see it. We finished our shopping.